Guys, Coach Josh here talking about player hydration today. And hydration is extremely important. Obviously, it helps to make sure that your players stay healthy, prevent dehydration, prevent a lot of injuries, a lot of cramping, things like that. It is every coach's responsibility to make sure that you're providing adequate water breaks. Depending on which sport you are coaching, unfortunately, is not every parent's responsibility to provide water for their child, believe it or not. A lot of folks, you may be a coach for many years, you may be new to the coaching game, but basically it is a situation you will find many times where players will show up for practice or games and not have water or sports drinks, okay? It is a policy with AYSDA that we encourage all coaches to have water available for all of your practices and games in the event that your players and participants don't have the required items. So at AYSDA, a lot of times for practices, whether it be baseball, basketball, you'll see a lot of our coaches carrying a six-pack or two six-packs of bottles just like this, filled with water. I prefer filtered water to make sure that they're getting good quality water, so I do take the extra care and time to make sure that that water is filtered and the best it can be. Football practices, highly recommended to have a big 5-gallon jug just like this. Basically, you'll come with, say, two six-packs of water bottles full of water, and then this bad boy right here full of water as well. Then you can refill your bottles. A lot of times you'll have a parent or assistant coach or even a player who may be not participating actively in practice that day to help fill up those bottles, make sure they stay full, especially on a hot day. Another thing I like to do is I like to have I use these double bubble gum. I get these at Walmart, about $5 for gum for baseball season. But I like to use these to freeze blocks of ice. So I'll just fill my filtered water in here, put the lid on, put it in the freezer. Takes about a day and a half, 2 days to get good and solid frozen. Then I'll just pop that into my 5-gallon jug, and I'm not having to worry about buying ice all the time or cracking trays or using all the ice from my ice dispenser in my freezer. Very important, though, guys, to make sure that we're keeping our players hydrated. Again, at American Youth Sports Development Association, AYSDA, we highly encourage every coach to make sure your players are hydrated, and that means you taking the responsibility to provide that water for them. Definitely want to continually remind your players' parents to always provide water in a sport or a sports drink or both for their athletes as well. But I promise you, more times than not, they will show up to practices and games without it. All right, guys, hydration, extremely important. Talk to you later.